Hey everybody, welcome to Geek Rant. It's Greg again here on the channel with Toby. And tonight we're going to be talking about the new series of Game of Thrones, House of Dragons. Hey everybody, thanks for joining us tonight. We've got another exciting series coming up, we hope, as long as it's not as bad as the last series of Game of Thrones. we will certainly be looking forward to this one. So due on the 21st of August, which is only 4 days away now, is the new series of
I think it might be the 22nd of August, actually.
Oh, was it 22nd?
Sorry to cut in there, yeah.
That's all right. Yeah, there is a new series coming, and I'm sure everybody knows this, and I don't know why I'm explaining it, but it's a prequel, isn't it? It's set a few hundred years before all the shenanigans of the very famous Game of Thrones series, when it was ruled by the House Targaryen.
Indeed.
We were going to have a look at the trailer tonight and see what we think. Okay. HBO.
The dream. It was
just in case you didn't realize.
Yeah.
And I heard the sound of thundering hooves, splintering shields and ringing swords.
Knights. It's important to understand there are still knights.
Yes.
Upon the Iron Throne.
Yeah.
And all the dragons roared as one.
And dragons.
Again, the dragons in it. There'll be more prominent this time, won't they?
That of your succession.
Oh, yeah.
The Iron Throne is the most dangerous seat in the realm.
He's
Our line is vulnerable.
Yeah.
Well, who else would have
In his
a claim?
underpants.
The firstborn child, Rhaenyra.
And that's Matt Smith,
No
the
queen
old
has ever sat
Doctor
behind
Who.
Doctor Who, yeah.
The king has an heir, Daemon Targaryen.
Damon
I will not be
Targaryen.
made to choose between my brother and my daughter.
The apparent heir.
Yeah. Well, he's the brother. But the daughter's the proper heir, but they can't.
Yeah.
Rhaenyra's succession.
That's what this is about, isn't it?
Yeah.
Knives will come out.
You are the king. Your first duty is to take a new wife.
They certainly kept the style of it. It's very similar to the original.
Absolutely. It's all about the casting, isn't it?
He's a foot.
Yeah.
Do you think the realm will ever accept me as their queen?
She looks fantastic.
The realm bent the knee.
Millie,
A woman
what's her
would
name?
not inherit
Millie,
the Iron
something or other.
Throne, because that is the order of things.
She's got a very striking
When I'm
look.
queen, I will create a new
She
order.
has.
She's on the cover of the blooming
Your family has
the DVD.
I think Matt Smith is going to get a good performance in. He's brilliant.
Here we go. The dragons.
Targaryens
How much
are
control
close
do
to
they
gods
have over
and
the
to men.
dragons?
If Rhaenyra comes into power,
He's wearing
she
his
becomes
cape
of
there,
age
the
to
golden,
understand succession.
the guard he sets up.
I am to inherit the Iron Throne. She will block my way.
Our hearts remain as one.
Oh, our hearts were never one.
Lots of candles.
Yeah.
Have you never imagined yourself on the Iron Throne?
Wonder how much political side
Where
it's
is
going to
duty?
get.
Where is sacrifice?
I think the politics is going to be there,
Yeah.
but it's going to be a different beast. No pun intended.
Yeah. House of Dragons. Is it August 21st?
It says the 21st. On
That could
Internet
be in
Movie Database,
America.
it says the 22nd. Yeah,
Yeah.
it probably is America.
Great. Well, that looks interesting.
Yeah,
It's
very
obviously got a lot of
intrigue.
Political intrigue to be built into this, isn't there? You know, as it's sort of saying there, the king who's on the throne has only got a daughter who technically can't or shouldn't inherit the throne. But he's got a brother, and the brother, Matt Smith, Daemon
Targaryen.
Good name, actually, Daemon Targaryen. I quite like that. He's obviously keen to take the throne, isn't he? So yeah, this is. Are we in a situation where we're looking at another female Targaryen trying to take the throne? I thought it was quite interesting that they're going down that route again. You know, obviously with Daenerys, she was, you know, the whole series is kind of about her really trying to get to the throne, wasn't it?
It's, well, I mean, obviously the stories by George R.R. Martin.
Yeah,
and he has that leaning to pull out these strong female characters as leads, and I think that obviously they're lining up Princess, what's her name, Renaria, something like that, Renaria Targaryen. Millie Alcock is the actress.
Okay.
She's the one who replaces Matt Smith, because there's one of the trailers, there's a clip where Daemon is told that he's not going to inherit, you know,
right?
And he then goes off to make the guard, the gold capes, or whatever they're called. And then he becomes a famous warrior through that line.
I see.
But
see, I wasn't sure how much of this George R. Martin had written, because there's always. It seems like he didn't finish certain bits of the Game of Thrones, you know, and that was the end bit was written, wasn't it, with his ideas.
He advised on it.
He advised, didn't he?
Yeah.
Was this series? Do you know if this series was then based on? Is it based on a book, or is this based on?
It's based on his history. It's based on his history.
Right.
I believe so. I mean, I haven't actually looked into that, but I've heard people say, I've heard him say that this is based upon the history. In fact, if you go online and you watch some of these YouTube videos, they talk about a laid out history already. So this has been established. This narrative.
Yes.
So there's no doubt that is.
Yeah, it's not like a new crew of writers has come along and taken hold of this and then turned it into something else. Right. Yeah. That's good. That's
whether they're loyal to that or not, I don't know. And how much of that is loyal to the character, say, for example, I'm not sure either. But that side of it is that's quite a complex side to the politics of it, isn't it? And how that all plays out.
Yeah.
But I mean, I looking at the casting, I personally, I don't think Matt Smith looks like good casting for Prince Daemon.
Oh.
Now, I don't get me wrong. I like Matt Smith as Doctor Who.
Okay,
but I don't feel that he has a commanding warrior's presence.
I thought from the shots there. Now you see, I agree with you. I've always thought he looks like he's got a very unusual look, isn't he? He's got a very unusual sort of style and look. And I know what
angular,
you mean,
isn't he?
I know what you mean. I can totally understand what you mean. However, when I've just seen that, and I've seen another trailer as well, I actually thought he looks quite good. I was quite impressed. I thought, hang on, this could really cast him as something else, you know, now take his, you know, because like you say, he's always done slightly unusual sort of roles, isn't he? Or slightly like he's, I don't mean this to sound almost like an alien type roles. Do you know what I mean?
He does have a
like the unusual roles. I mean, he turns up in one of the Terminator films as one of the Terminator thing, you know, that tries to kill John before, or was it Carl? No, John or Carl. Yeah, as he's getting zapped back in time. That's right. It's he sees him killing him, doesn't he, John Connor? But that's Anyway, so I've seen him in other roles, and he's always been slightly odd looking and odd, you know. But I thought actually he looked quite good in this, and I thought this could work quite well, especially as the Targaryens seem to have a little bit of a craziness about them, you know.
They are. They're inbreds, aren't they? They're largely inbred.
Yeah.
You know.
I think I thought
it's true.
I'm not saying Matt Smith is inbred or anything like that. Okay, that's just a disclaimer. That I'm not saying that at all.
No, but I think that with his looks fine. But when I say that he's got a look of a mighty warrior, I don't know. I feel like that's a questionable casting in my mind. Now, a lot of people really like Matt Smith, so you know, and he is a good actor. But I don't know. It doesn't feel right in this respect for me. I just think that
I think we're going to be.
He's a little bit
surprised.
Typecast. I hope I am. I would really like him to do well in this role.
Yeah,
I think he wants to branch out and do different roles.
Yes,
but I mean, he was in a mainstream film recently, wasn't he? Morbius.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
No, I haven't seen that yet. But the clips I've seen of him in it, I did not like.
No.
So I'm gonna watch that soon. It's one of those ones I just keep meaning to watch. But it sort of slipped by me, but I will watch it. He's in that.
I heard some mixed reviews, and sometimes it kind of puts you off a bit, doesn't it? And I think
he's also in The Crown, isn't he?
Yes, he's in The Crown.
Philip in The Crown.
He's good.
Now that's got massive reviews, isn't that? Yeah, he's got some very good reviews from that.
Yeah,
but you see, for me, that type casts him into that sort of into that role, that kind of posh geek type role that he plays. That is a bit sort of Doctor Who-y in a sense. Doctor's a bit crazy, but he's middle class. He's smart, and you know, he's got this.
Hang on, he's got a fucking time machine. He is.
I know, but he's a well-spoken sort of white middle-aged man, isn't he? In a kind of in a professor role.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly it. You do think of Matt Smith like that, don't you? But then this could be a chance for him to do something very different, you know. So that will certainly be interesting to see. I was hoping to see a bit more of some of the other houses, you know, and how they were at this period, and you know whether Lannisters were popular, or you know, that's the Baratheon, isn't there?
The Stones,
you know, the Wall. You know, what about the Flayers? The Wall. But then again,
I don't know how much of that is going to come into.
I don't necessarily want another series about the Wall. I don't want to. You know, I just think it'd be nice. It seemed like there was all Targaryen-y type things going on there, didn't it? And their whole infighting.
Well, there's a high tower there. Olivia Cook plays Alicent Hightower. Okay. I'm sorry if I'm murdering these names, but and there's Otto Hightower. So they're up against the high towers. So that's gonna be interesting kind of mix. But Olivia Cook as well, she's quite sort of a timid type actress, if you ask me. I don't know what her mode's going to be, but she seems like a strange casting for this show as well. Well, I guess, you know, that's how I feel that she presents. Has she got that political nous that would be vital?
Well, I think when you think about the original Game of Thrones, there's a lot of what's good about it is there's a lot of character development. You know, all the characters, I mean, they literally get put through fucking hell, don't they?
They do.
You know, you think about the young girl, you know, Arya, you know, she starts out and she's loses all her family. She goes on the road. She gets trained to become like an assassin. Comes back as a, you know, and kills the overall, you know. So what's good about these stories that he comes up with is there is character development galore, isn't there? You know, it does.
Yeah, I mean, the books are even more intense. The books are even more intense. I mean, having read the books, they are amazing. I love reading the books. But there's a lot to remember and a lot to sort of to get through with that. But
you have to be like a scholar, don't you, to know all this sort of stuff?
Yeah, you do. There are experts. There's Millie Alcock as well, who plays the main female lead in the show. Who she looks fantastic. I think she's got that kind of potentially crazy look to her. That she's got that very kind of straight face.
Yeah,
that you just can't read. She doesn't look like Olivia. Looks a bit startled all the time. Yeah, she looks completely crazy.
Yeah.
And there's Steve Toussaint, who played Lord Collius Valerian.
Oh, right.
Collies. He's the one with the white hair.
Yes,
the black guy with the white hair. He looks fantastic in it. He looks really looks the part.
Yeah.
So it definitely looks absolutely fascinating. I can't wait to watch it, but my hopes aren't high.
No,
and I think it's partly because they've come out to say that there is very much a change of attitude to the style of the show, and there's going to be less violence, less nudity, and kind of a more kind of inclusive approach to the gender roles within the characters. So one of the characters is
what you're saying is going to be no fucking good. Hang on, that's the only reason I've watched Game of Thrones: the violence and the nudity and the.
That is part of it. It's an adult show, isn't it? I don't watch this show to watch it with my 14-year-old daughter. I watch it
at times.
It's an adult show about
intrigue and violence. At times there was some pretty bad stuff in it, wasn't there? In the original, there was some pretty nasty stuff, and I think sometimes it was a bit over the top. But I think that was part of the statement they were trying to make, wasn't it? It was like I say, this is a very adult show, rather than just being a Tolkien, family friendly, fantasy. It's a proper grown-ups, fantasy, isn't it? So
it's taken right out of the Middle Ages. This is Martin is obsessed with the Middle Ages and chivalry and all that type of period, which is what he's writing about. He's just created his own version of it, and do they want to try and get some kind of Lord of the Rings vibe going here instead? Is that what they're doing with this?
But then it's
saying
taken
that
away
Lord of
from
the
the
Rings
original.
is going to be the new Lord of the Rings. They're saying is going to be like Game of Thrones, which seems stupid to me. So
No, I can't imagine that.
I don't know.
I can't imagine that. No, they won't do that. There won't be a load of over-the-top violence and sex and all that sort of thing in Lord of the Rings. That's just not
going to be.
No,
but they say it's going to be more political. That's the thing.
All right. Okay.
They say Game of Thrones, it's going to be like anything. It's going to be political. But actually, Game of Thrones wasn't always like that. It was bloody. It was grim. It was sexy. It was spanning across different lands.
There was only you're right. It was kind of political, wasn't it? But it was more stab you in the back sort of stuff, wasn't it? Little finger. He was always doing underhand things. It was the first series was more political, I suppose, than the rest of it. But it's going to be interesting. The original Game of Thrones, I mean, the last series was a disappointment. How it, especially how it ended. And I think we've talked about.
I mean, we still all watched it, didn't we?
We still all watched it, but I don't think I watched it again. I don't think I watched that again. But
no.
And I think also sometimes there's character development and then there's character meandering. And and sometimes there was just too much of it not going anywhere, you know, and there were whole, you know, there was that whole in like the 5th series, when I think it was the 5th or 6th series, when Jon Snow was in the north and this whole army was coming, and even they had that massive battle, didn't they? They had a massive battle. And if you remember, there was sort of, I don't know, it was on a boat or it was on some water or across some water, and all those bodies came alive. It was like suddenly that, why didn't they just come? Then they had to wait another whole couple of series before the actual army decided to come down and attack, you know. Maybe it was because they needed the winter to come further down, I don't know, but that whole thing was very drawn out, you know. It was good when it did, when the army came and all that sort of thing, but we're not going to see any of that sort of stuff, are we?
Yeah, no, I've been contemplating watching some of the last series is to sort of, but it doesn't really make much difference really with this.
No.
So I think, weirdly enough, as much as we've seen a lot of this trailer, there seems to be lots of content. I don't feel like I really understand it much more.
No,
I feel like a lot of it's just people standing in shadows, you know, and I didn't feel like there was much substance to it, you know.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
We'll see. It needs to have some big statements, like the Red Wedding, for example. There needs to be some strong things going on in it that people talk about. Otherwise, it could just all blend into one long episode. That's my fear.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, the trailers, definitely slowish paced, isn't it? You know, and
nothing springs to mind from the trailer. I can't really think of anything.
Only thing is, you can't let the woman be the queen, you know, sit on the throne, you know, and there's going to be a bit of a fight.
I'm a bit
worried
about all that.
Yeah. Okay, well, thanks very much, everybody, for joining us tonight. We're half looking forward to that one, I think. We're not sure. Hard to tell from the trailer, even though it's an extended version from Comic-Con, but there we go. Anyway, thanks for joining us, and if you like what we're doing, obviously, please subscribe and leave us any comments. And, of course, if you press the like button, that'd be great too. Anyway, see you soon. Take care. Bye.